Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, right now the market is in a consolidation mode after a very strong move up this week for Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and some other altcoins. We're seeing a bit of a cool down, and that is very healthy. That is normal. But what are the next price targets? That's what I want to share with you. I want to highlight what different analysts are saying based on the chart analysis. Obviously, we're still in the bull market. Global liquidity is the leading indicator showing this run up can continue potentially into early Q4. And right now, Bitcoin is at $117,888 at the time of recording. So it's consolidating after hitting the overbought zone. But something that I need to highlight to you is that there is a CME gap at $115,000. So we could see Bitcoin go down to 115, possibly even a little bit below, and then find its support level to bounce and keep going up. So this could play out over the next week or 2 weeks. It could happen sooner than we expect, but this is where we have to be patient and understand the market cycles have to play out here. And there's a bit of a reset of the sentiment before we keep moving up. But what is the next price target for Bitcoin? I had shared earlier in the week a Elliott wave analysis showing Bitcoin's next top is between $127,000 to $132,000. Here, Credible Crypto, who I've had on the podcast quite often actually, he's looking at a price target of about 132,000. So based on his analysis using some Elliott wave, he's looking at that and then a pullback after that move up. So that pullback would essentially take place in August, and then he's seeing another move up to about 155,000 in that area, and then a pullback from there, and then another move up. But we'll have to wait and see. But I think based on what global liquidity is currently doing, this is plausible. This is not outlandish. This is not something that can't happen, because once again, the macro thesis is we are in a bull market. Stock market is hitting new all-time high. The crypto market, all following global liquidity. So the next target, as mentioned, for Bitcoin between 127 to 132K. And then after a pullback in August, a continuation up to about 150, 155K. So that's what I'm planning for with regards to Bitcoin. Obviously, there's no guarantees here because we don't have a crystal ball, but using the data that we have today, this is how we're seeing things on the chart. So I will be taking profits at these respective price points. I often get the questions from messages in the comment section, sometimes email, people asking me, how do you know where to take profits at? Well, it's at these key support levels where, based on the analysis, based on global liquidity and the timing of the market, you can take profits at these key levels, and that's what I'm planning to do. So that's Bitcoin. And what we're seeing is that the whales are buying, folks. So spot Bitcoin ETFs gain $363 million, extend the 12-day inflow streak to $6.6 billion. So BlackRock and all the big ETF issuers, they are sucking up as much Bitcoin as possible, loading up their clients into these ETFs because they know higher prices are coming. But when the market top is in, you're going to start to see outflows. So this is where if you are planning to take profits in this bull market cycle, we're going to want to watch things like that. The other signal or metric I often share with you guys is on-chain data from Sentiment showing wallets of 10 or more Bitcoin and if they are continuing to accumulate. And right now they continue to accumulate. So this is a very good sign. They're anticipating higher prices. When they start exiting and that number starts going down, that's when we know, okay, whales are exiting the market. We have to get prepared. The top might be around the corner because these are the guys that move the market. The market makers, the whales, they're moving millions of dollars in trades around Bitcoin and different crypto assets. So we continue to see accumulation. What about XRP, which had an incredible move this past week, breaking all-time highs, heading over $3.60. Right now, it's trading at $3.40. So analyst Crypto Wizard said that the next target here is at $4.50. And he's in fact looking for a target at around $8 after that. So my hope is that this moves towards $5, and I will be taking profits at that price point. So as you can see, at these different levels, you can start exiting the market. I will, of course, share that with you guys. I'm not telling you how much I'm selling and how much money I'm making, but I'm telling you, hey, I'm taking profits here. So I'll tell you that for Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, and other altcoins that I hold, such as Chainlink, Proppy, and much more. So that's the next target for XRP, $4.50. That's not very far away. And we want to watch XRP because, as you guys have noticed, it has taken that mantle of being one of the leading altcoins. Solana had that mantle in 2023 into early 2024, but then XRP took over later in the year. So XRP is one of those altcoins you want to watch to see how things are moving with the entire altcoin market and what to expect. So once again, next target, $4.50. And then Crypto Wizard is also looking at a $7, $8 range after that, which could be, kind of Q4 around that time when we expect the market to potentially top. And we'll have to keep monitoring these things. We'll have to keep monitoring global liquidity to get an idea of what's coming. Now, what about Ethereum? Because Ethereum is also very critical for the entire altcoin market. A lot of coins out there are ERC20. They're built on Ethereum, and Ethereum has been showing a lot of strength. So that's very good for the entire crypto market. It is currently trading at $3,613. So analyst Crypto Wizard said the next target is $4,000, which is not very far away. So that's a very solid price point. And I'm not going to take profits yet on Ethereum. I'm going to wait till it crosses 5,000 and then I'll start taking profits. So obviously, you don't have to do what I'm doing. If you want to take profits at 4,000, you're an ETH holder, then by all means, do what you got to do. Based on your financial situation, I'm personally going to look for some higher targets before I start taking profits off the table. And remember, I'm not cashing out all at these price points. I'm laddering out, right? Taking, let's say, 20% off the table, then another 20 or 25%, and so on and so forth. So that's how I'm approaching it for Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, and the other altcoins. So this is where, once again, we have to pay attention to the market now. This is the time, folks. This is the home stretch, and we want to make sure we get this right. Obviously, no one can call the top, but we want to look for the top zone. When the signals start flashing, right, that, okay, tons of capital coming in, global liquidity is topping out, different metrics that have flashed at the top of markets historically, like the Bitcoin Pi cycle top indicator. We want to look at things like Bitcoin dominance, obviously, which has been falling off a cliff recently, USDT dominance as well. I'm waiting for that to break below 4, where I think that's where the mania is going to happen, because so much liquidity is going to come into the market. You're going to see Bitcoin and altcoins go bananas. And as I've been saying, though, with this cool off that we're seeing here, we could see a bit of a reversal with Bitcoin dominance, or it may go a bit lower, just like it did in Q4. So this is where, again, we got to give it time to see what's happening here and before the market reverses. Or what we could see, kind of with the price targets I just shared with you guys, Bitcoin dominance keeps falling. It becomes super oversold. And that liquidity comes in and drives XRP to $4.50, Ethereum to 4,000 plus, Bitcoin to the respective 127 to 132,000 area, right? Because we're not far from that, honestly. So Bitcoin dominance could keep falling. And I hope you understand the dynamic here and the inverse correlation that when this is falling, how the market moves. Same thing with Tether dominance. So we shall see how things play out. With regards to altcoins, when you look at total 3, excluding Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins, it is in the overbought zone. But once again, we could see a bit more move upwards here before a true correction, if you know what I mean. So while we're consolidating a bit and then we blast off, maybe it breaks the high that was set in Q4 of over $950 billion. Once again, this excludes Ethereum, stablecoins, and Bitcoin. So it includes the majority of the alts that are out there. So patience is a key, folks, but our thesis is playing out beautifully here with the macro. This is why I keep hammering home global liquidity and understanding what's happening overall in the markets. So, folks, let's move ahead. Tether's CEO says he'll comply with the Genius Act to come to the US. Circle says it's set now. So, many of you know Tether has had some challenges in the EU with the MiCA regulation. However, I do believe they're going to be fine with coming to the United States. Here's why. They have one of the top four accounting firms that are going to be doing an audit for them. They obviously have their foot in the door because Howard Lutnick, who obviously is from Cantor Fitzgerald, is a big backer of Tether. Howard has endorsed Tether, saying they have the money, and we know he's the Commerce Secretary. Tether CEO was at the Genius Bill or Genius Act signing, and even President Trump addressed him while he was there, as well as other people in the crypto industry. So this is great to hear and see. A lot of Tether fudsters are going to get disappointed because a lot of people, they find this as an easy target because Tether is the largest stablecoin to just go after it unfairly. I've often said that I believe back in the day, Tether's books and ship was not in order, but now it is. And they just have to, dot their I's, cross their T's to get everything in order here. But I think they will because I don't think they want to lose the market share. And they are head and shoulders above the rest of the players. Circle is obviously the second largest, but man, Tether is massive. You got others like PYUSD, Ripple's RLUSD. Those still have to grow in market share, but Tether, they are dominating. But look, the big banks are coming too, coming to launch their stablecoins, right? Bank of America and others. So we shall see how this all plays out. Now, folks, some not so good news. Indian crypto exchange CoinDCX hacked. $44 million drained. The cybersecurity exploit occurred due to a sophisticated server breach, CoinDCX CEO and co-founder Sumit Gupta announced on Saturday. So this is obviously not good. Exchanges are still very vulnerable. Not all. I think some like Coinbase and others have really improved, and they do have insurance. But obviously, you don't want to experience this, right? Coinbase, if you recall, there wasn't a hack, but there was some bad practice where some people were compromised and certain crypto was stolen. Now, Coinbase made it right and gave those people back their money. But this is where I often say self-custody is so important. And folks, Trezor, the hardware wallet company, is my sponsor. They make beautiful hardware wallets that make it easy to self-custody your crypto. And that's the safest way to self-custody your crypto, folks. So I'm a user of the Trezor Safe 5, and they support a variety of the coins, folks. I'm talking all the major coins: XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and much more. They have a full software suite that helps you to manage all of this. They even have a hand-holding service to help you onboard and set up your device. And once again, I'm a user of the Trezor Safe 5. And folks, if you use my code ThinkingCrypto, all one word, you can get a 5% discount. So check it out. Use the code ThinkingCrypto, all one word, and get that discount. But this is why I don't put, my coins on exchanges. I have a little bit, but the majority of my coins are on hardware wallets. And when I'm ready to move those coins, I plug in my hardware wallet, move it, and so on and so forth. And for the crypto I'm not selling, it just stays on the hardware wallet and locked up in a safe and all that stuff. And private keys backed up in different places and much more. So, folks, it's important. There's going to be a lot of scammers trying to go after you. I still, to this day, get fake texts and calls. People saying, this is a representative from Coinbase or Kraken or Uphold or something, right? Trying to scam me. And of course, I block them and hang up on them and all that. Sometimes I play around with them just to get them pissed off. But these scammers, they're doing this stuff 24/7, right? This is their job to try to steal your money, and they're in a foreign country, so it's hard to track them down. But just be careful. Like I said, hardware wallet is the way to go. So check out Trezor. Links will be in the description. Folks, that's the news. Let me know what you think about the price targets. And do you agree? Are you going to be taking profits there? Let me know. And a great way you can support me in the podcast, folks, is by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It's 100% free. Join over 7,500 subscribers. And this newsletter goes out every week. So it's packed with a lot of insights and a lot of the chart stuff that I talk to you guys about. Also, check out my book on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital, and my course at mycryptocourse.com. This is a comprehensive course that teaches you everything about crypto. So check it out. All the links will be in the description. Folks, thank you for watching and listening. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.